All right, let's dive into Ragnarok online today.
Sounds good.
Specifically, the Valkyries.
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of people think they know what a Valkyrie is, but
yeah.
when you really dig into it,
Yeah.
it gets pretty crazy.
It's a lot.
Yeah, we've got in-game lore and descriptions and all this stuff, and even looking at like real-world history.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it goes way beyond just like the battlefield or just, this classic Norse myths, that kind of thing.
So like just starting with the basics.
Yeah.
They're these super powerful women. They work for the gods.
Right.
Especially like Freyja.
And
they decide who lives and dies in battle.
Yeah. They're the ones.
They're like the referees.
Who get to choose who goes to Valhalla.
That's right. Yeah.
The grand hall, the feasting and
so it is like classic mythology.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, but then
in Ragnarok
it gets so much more.
It gets
interesting.
More interesting, yeah.
It starts to explore, their allegiance to certain gods.
Oh, okay.
And also, the potential for conflict between the Valkyries themselves and their whole role in Ragnarok, which isn't even just a single event. It's cyclical.
Right.
It's like this repeating force that just reshapes the world.
Hold on. Cyclical, like the world ends and then starts over.
Exactly.
Like Groundhog Day.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of.
It's like a cosmic reset.
Okay.
Imagine
wow.
Landscapes changing and civilizations rising and falling.
Wow, that's intense.
It's a constant struggle between the gods and the giants.
Where do the Valkyries fit into this?
Right.
Were you like cheerleaders for the apocalypse or?
That's a good question.
Are they trying to stop it?
It's the million zini question, right?
Yeah.
The game gives us these little clues, but their purpose is still a mystery.
Yeah.
So to figure it out, we need to look at some examples.
Okay, I'm with you.
See how their actions play out.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in the game, we see some Valkyries tied to specific gods.
Oh, interesting.
Like the 12 Valkyries of Freyja.
Yeah.
They each have unique powers and personalities.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Freyja's got her own little elite squad, and we see glimpses of characters like Sarah Irene.
Yeah.
She's described as
heard of her.
Super powerful, kind of cold.
Okay.
She can even summon frost giants.
Oh, wow.
And then there's Zenobia.
Part.
Dark elf. Valkyrie.
Oh, interesting.
Known for sorcery.
Oh, wow.
And kind of being manipulative,
So if they're like working for the gods,
right?
Does that mean that the gods are like
it's a great question.
Meddling in the affairs of mortals?
It is because it gets to the heart of what makes the Valkyries so interesting. Are they just taking orders or do they have their own agendas?
Wow.
Are they like tools of the gods?
Yeah.
Or are they free agents?
This is getting juicy.
Right.
Yeah.
So we've got these Valkyries.
Yeah.
They might be working for the gods.
Okay.
They might be doing their own thing.
Right.
But how does that connect to Ragnarok?
Right? Yeah.
Well, to understand that, we need to talk about the Day of Despair.
Oh, the Day of Despair. Okay.
Imagine this massive event that marked the end of the Age of Gods.
Wow.
And the beginning of the Age of Man.
Okay.
This is when Freyja, the goddess closest to the Valkyries, she was sealed away.
Sealed away.
Gone.
What? If Freyja's gone, what happens to the Valkyries?
Exactly.
Are they just running around?
It creates this power vacuum.
Oh, wow.
They were bound to Freyja. Now they're on their own. So are they still doing her work or are they making their own paths?
Okay, so Freyja's out of the picture.
Right.
The Valkyries are...
They're calling their own shots now.
Yeah.
Potentially.
How does that affect Ragnarok?
Well, think of Ragnarok as this balance between creation and destruction.
Right.
The gods, the giants, mortals, Valkyries.
Yeah.
They all play a part.
Yeah.
But Freyja being gone messes that up.
Yeah.
So what the Valkyries do could either fix it or make things worse.
Okay.
Send the world into another apocalypse.
It's like those nature documentaries where they talk about like a keystone species.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Take one thing out, the whole thing falls apart. So the question is...
Are the Valkyries like maintaining the balance?
Are they keeping things stable or are they tipping the scales?
Yeah, towards chaos.
Toward chaos, exactly.
Okay, so it's complicated.
It is.
But we still don't know. Like, what is their true purpose?
That's the real mystery.
Yeah.
The game shows us bits and pieces.
Okay.
But it doesn't give us a straight answer.
Right.
We have to look deeper.
Okay.
Explore the lore.
Okay.
See what specific Valkyries do.
Gotcha.
And how that connects to their role as servants of the gods.
Okay, so before we go too deep,
Yeah.
let's just back up for a sec.
Okay.
We know
Yeah.
Valkyries are powerful,
Right.
tied to the gods,
Especially Freyja.
Freyja especially.
Yeah.
They're like
Traditionally,
the choosers of the slain.
yeah, they guide warriors.
Yeah, to the afterlife.
Right.
But in Ragnarok online,
Yeah.
it gets
A lot more ambiguous.
more ambiguous. Yeah.
They're part of this whole cycle of Ragnarok, this destruction and rebirth.
Right. And Freyja's gone.
Freyja's gone.
So we don't know.
We don't know who they're loyal to or what they're trying to do.
Yeah. And there's doing some crazy stuff.
Right.
Summoning frost giants.
Manipulating events.
Yeah, like behind the scenes.
Yeah. So it all adds to the mystery of their true purpose.
Yeah, okay.
It's a puzzle with a lot of pieces.
Okay.
And each piece
Yeah.
makes things more complex.
Right.
But that's what makes it so fun to explore.
Right. We're not just learning about Valkyries. We're learning about
looking at the whole world.
the whole
A
world.
world where
Choices have consequences.
big consequences.
Yeah, that affect everything.
Of consequences.
All right.
Yes. So
Roll clap.
in the next part, we're gonna
look at some specific examples.
that hopefully will shed some light
Some more light
on the purpose
on the purpose
of these Valkyries.
Yeah. Get ready for political intrigue,
Ooh.
ancient prophecies.
Oh.
Maybe even glimpse into Ragnarok itself.
Okay. I'm ready. Okay, so last time we were saying like Freyja's not around anymore.
Creates this power vacuum.
Yeah,
The Valkyries could be doing whatever they want.
pretty much.
So I'm curious to see how this actually plays out.
So one place we see this happening is Rune Midgards.
Rune Midgards, okay.
It's one of the main
about that.
kingdoms in Midgard.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of political intrigue there.
Oh yeah, those families.
All those families.
Yeah, all those families
Suing for control.
trying to get the power.
Yeah, exactly.
The Gabolgs and the Walters and
Oh, yeah.
the Richards.
The
and-
Richards, it's like a recipe
Yeah.
for some serious power struggles.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
So much drama.
And to make things even more interesting,
Okay, even more drama.
they have this ritual
Okay.
to choose the next king.
Oh, interesting.
It's called
Yeah.
the Ritual of Blessing.
The ritual of blessing. Okay.
Super traditional.
Okay.
And it involves these artifacts,
Artifacts like what?
like the Terra Gloria
Terra Gloria.
and the Star of Blessing.
Oh, wow. Those names sound intense.
They're powerful.
Yeah.
So the Terra Gloria,
Okay.
think of it like a sacred flame
Okay.
representing the life force
Wow.
of the land itself.
Okay.
It's said to be given to the founders by the gods.
Right from the gods.
And then the Star of Blessing,
Yeah.
this celestial thing
Okay.
that guides the kingdom's destiny.
Wow. So whoever has these things
Right.
has a lot of power.
Exactly. No wonder everyone's fighting
Right. Yeah.
over the throne.
Yeah. So where do the Valkyries fit in?
Okay, so
I mean, they work for the gods,
yeah.
not really politics.
Well, that's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Remember we talked about Valkyries having their own
Yeah. Their own agenda.
agendas, right?
Right.
What if their agendas
Yeah.
line up with the politics of Rune Midgards?
Wait, you're saying they might be
Yeah.
messing with the royal families?
It's possible.
That's some serious divine intervention.
Right.
Do we see that in the lore?
We don't see them like
Okay.
directly involved in the Ritual of Blessing,
Okay.
but there are hints
Okay.
that they might be influencing things.
Give me an example.
Okay, so Sarah Irene,
Sarah Irene. Yeah.
she's connected to Freyja,
Right.
but she saved Fenrir
Right. During the battle.
during that battle.
Yeah.
And remember, Fenris was looking for
Yeah. For Balder.
the reincarnation of Balder.
Another god. Yeah.
Right.
What's the connection?
That's the question, isn't it?
Go
like
ahead.
the game's hinting at something deeper
Go
going
ahead.
on here
Right.
with the gods and Rune Midgards.
Yeah. So we've got these families fighting
Right.
for power,
Yeah.
and maybe they don't even know.
Maybe they don't even realize
Yeah.
about these cosmic forces.
Yeah. And then the Valkyries,
And then the Valkyries
maybe controlling things.
pulling strings in the background.
It's like the whole kingdom's
It's like
to explode.
a powder keg
Yeah.
ready to go off.
And that brings us back to Ragnarok.
It does.
Yeah.
What if all this instability in Rune Midgards
Right.
and the Valkyries' role,
Yeah.
what if it actually causes
Oh, wow.
the next Ragnarok?
Like those disaster movies
That's
where
big.
no one knows.
Everyone's going about their day,
Eh?
and then boom.
Yeah. And the Valkyries,
Right.
They're connected to the gods
They're connected to the gods.
and Ragnarok.
And Ragnarok. So
They could be the ones
they could be the ones
to either stop it or make it happen.
Okay, so they're involved in politics, but we can't forget,
Right.
like their main job,
Yeah. Guiding souls
guiding souls. Yeah.
to the afterlife.
So how does that
Or it's a good point.
work with Ragnarok?
It does bring up an interesting dilemma
Yeah.
because if Ragnarok
Yeah.
destroys the world,
Yeah, and then it's reborn.
right.
What happens to the souls? What happens to the souls?
Yeah.
Do the Valkyries shift their focus
Yeah.
from individuals to
Right.
like entire civilizations?
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like they go from like battlefield medics to
like
cosmic triage nurses.
cosmic triage.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
But how do they choose
damn.
who to save?
Yeah, we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
The lore doesn't tell us.
Okay.
But it's fun to think about.
Right.
Do they pick the ones
Yeah.
who fight against Ragnarok?
Yeah.
Or do they focus on
Right.
preserving the potential for rebirth,
Yeah.
even if it means sacrificing others?
Wow. That's a tough job.
It is.
They got to deal with
Right. They've got
mortals and gods.
power-hungry mortals,
Yeah.
meddling gods,
Yeah.
and then these huge decisions.
Right. The fate of the world.
The fate of everything.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it is a lot of pressure.
And remember,
I think.
Freyja's gone.
Frege is not there to guide them.
So they're just figuring it out.
They're on their own.
Yeah.
Some might stick to the old ways.
Right.
Some might do something completely new.
So are we saying
Yeah.
there could be like factions,
It's possible.
Valkyries,
Yeah.
with different goals?
Different goals.
Like some want to stop Ragnarok.
Right.
Some want it to happen.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially without Freyja.
Yeah.
To keep them unified,
Right.
they might interpret her will
Yeah.
in different ways.
Okay. So we started with Valkyries
We did.
as like choosers of the slain.
Yeah. Picking who lives and dies.
And now they're like
Now they're
Seismic chess masters.
cosmic chess masters.
Yeah.
They could shape the fate of the world.
Wow. And the game doesn't even
Right.
tell us the answer.
It doesn't.
We have to figure it out ourselves.
We have to look at the clues
Yeah.
and decide what we think.
Yeah. So we've talked about
We have
Rune Midgarts
all the politics.
and the Valkyries maybe
Yeah.
having their own goals.
Right.
And how their actions
Yeah, right.
could lead to Ragnarok.
Exactly.
But I feel like we've only just begun.
There's so much more to uncover
Yeah.
in the last part.
Okay.
We'll go even deeper.
Okay.
We'll look at why specific Valkyries do what they do
Okay.
and how that connects to Ragnarok.
This is getting good.
It is.
All right.
We'll be right back
After a short break.
to explore the final pieces
Yes.
of this puzzle.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
All right. So we're back. And
Yeah.
that whole idea of Valkyries, like cosmic chess masters, is really,
It's a powerful image, right?
yeah, it's really stuck with me.
Yeah. They're playing this game
Yeah.
with the fate of the worlds.
And we were talking about how Freyja's gone.
Right.
So they're just
They're on their own.
kind of making it up as they go along.
Oh, exactly. And it gives them so much
Yeah.
freedom
More freedom.
and maybe even more responsibility
Yeah.
than we originally thought.
Like they got promoted,
Right.
but no one told them
Yeah, they got the big job,
what to do.
but no instructions.
Yeah. So are they doing what Freyja would have wanted?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are they following her will or are they doing their own thing?
Okay, so let's talk about some examples.
Okay.
We've mentioned Sarah Irene
Yeah.
and Zenobia a lot.
A lot.
And they seem so different.
They do. Like Sarah's more.
Yeah, Sarah's like this force of nature.
Yeah.
She can summon those frost giants, but then she also saves Fenris.
Right.
It's like she's capable of both.
Yeah, creation and destruction.
Yeah, exactly.
The Zenobia's more calculated.
Yeah.
More deliberate.
Yeah, she's got a plan.
Right. Like when she messes with Baldur's temple,
Right.
it's like she's trying to
Yeah, disrupt things.
disrupt things.
Yeah.
Make things happen.
Like she's trying to start Ragnarok.
It's possible.
So are there like
It's possible.
teams of Valkyries?
Factions.
Yeah, with different goals.
Yeah.
Some want to stop it.
Right.
Some want to start it.
It makes sense, especially without Freyja.
Yeah.
They're to lead them.
Yeah, they're all doing their own thing.
Right. They're interpreting her will in different ways.
But if some of them want to stop Ragnarok,
Yeah.
wouldn't they work with
It's a good point.
like the Assassins Guild?
The Assassin's Guild, yeah.
They're all about,
They're all about preventing war,
yeah,
but they're focused on humans,
right.
right? They're dealing with
Yeah, mortal conflicts.
mortal stuff,
Yeah.
the Valkyries might be working on a whole other level.
Oh, so like a spiritual level?
Yeah, something we don't even understand.
Okay, so they're fighting different battles.
Different battles.
But for the same cause?
Maybe.
Maybe.
It makes you wonder
Yeah.
what's going on behind the scenes.
Are there secret alliances or like
Well-
secret wars?
Who knows?
Yeah.
The lore hints at this big interconnected web of events.
Yeah. There's one thing
Yep.
that I've been thinking about.
What's that?
The heart of Ymir.
Oh, yeah.
Like these pieces.
The fragments.
Yes, scattered everywhere. They're like the foundation
And the foundation of the world.
of the world.
Midgard.
We haven't really talked about that much.
You're right. We haven't.
So if Ragnarok is about like
Yeah.
destroying the world
And rebuilding it.
and the heart of Ymir is like the
Right.
world's foundation,
Yeah.
those pieces must be
Super important.
Yeah.
Whoever controls them
right.
could control Ragnarok.
That's a lot of power.
It is a lot of power.
And everyone wants them.
Everyone wants those fragments.
Yeah, the families in Rune Midgarts, that Reichenberg Corporation,
The Reichenberg Corporation.
love these shady groups.
Yeah, all the shady groups.
So where do the Valkyries fit in?
Well, if they're really
Yeah.
tied to the fate of the world,
Yeah.
wouldn't they need those fragments?
Let's do their job.
Exactly.
Wow. So everything they do,
Right.
whether it's choosing who lives and dies,
Yeah.
messing with politics,
Or maybe trying to get
trying to get
the heart of Ymir.
the heart of Ymir.
It's all about,
It's all about keeping the world
yeah.
in balance.
They're like guardians of the balance.
Right.
But we don't really understand it.
We don't understand the rules
Yes.
of their game.
But their choices affect everyone.
They do.
So I guess we can't say
Right.
if they're good or evil.
No.
Heroes or villains.
They're more complicated than that.
Yeah.
They're like Ragnarok itself.
Yeah.
They can create.
Yeah.
They can destroy.
It all depends.
It all depends on what they do.
Yeah. On the choices they make.
Exactly.
This is what makes them so interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
They're like a mirror
Yeah.
for the whole world.
There's this tension.
There's always that tension
Yeah.
between good and bad.
Right. And it's up to everyone.
Mortals.
Yeah. Mortals and gods.
And gods and Valkyries. Yeah, to
What
decide
happens next.
what happens next.
That's what makes Ragnarok Online so cool.
Yeah, it's not just a game.
No.
It's a whole world.
It's a world with its own rules
Yeah, and its own history.
and its own mysteries.
We've learned so much
We have
about Valkyries,
about Valkyries.
but there's still so much we don't know.
Always more to learn.
Yeah, their true purpose
Right.
is still a mystery.
Well, a mystery.
But I guess that's okay.
It is.
They keep things interesting.
It does.
So to wrap things up,
Yeah.
we've shown that Valkyries
Right.
are more than just
More than just-
warrior women.
Yeah. They're not just,
They're not just taking orders.
following or
They're making choices
they're making their own choices.
that change the world.
And those choices matter.
Yeah.
They have consequences.
With Freyja gone
Right.
and Ragnarok still going,
Ragnarok keeps going.
who knows what they'll do next?
That's a question.
Yeah.
For another time.
Thanks for joining us
Thanks for listening.
on this deep dive
Into the world.
into the world.
Ragnarok Online.
Until next time.
Stay curious.